Hmm. What the fuck is up, YouTube? Now Yas is back at it. We back at it. You know what I'm saying, bro? Today's what? Tuesday, March 31st? Bro, it's dead ass about to be fucking April. Nigga, I'm about to be a junior in college. That's disgusting. But, nigga, you know what I'm talking about. Nothing really has been going on social media a lot. I've been losing a lot of money on prize picks and shit. That's really been the only thing that's been going on with me. I'm pretty much broke right now because of I'm not gonna say prize pick. I have a girlfriend too, so that fucking definitely contributes me to being broke now. But nigga, I kind of fucking, I need a job or something. So I'm probably have to apply that job soon. But we gonna really dial into police discover a killer's secret torture force, nigga. Honestly, let's just get into the video. Not much to say. Let's get into the video. I'm gonna try my best not to pause it a lot, but I mean, I don't even know. The people who do view my videos never really say anything about me pausing that shit. So I'm gonna keep pausing it until somebody tells me fucking otherwise.
Oh shit. SO389 dispatch. I've
This
located the
damn
body.
light so damn
It seems
bright,
about
boy.
50 yards on a trail.
This lone cop just discovered a dead body in the middle of the woods.
What is that? Sounds like it's heading this way.
Nigga, what the fuck is that?
Carving blood of the place.
10-4 signal 7. Please send another unit to my
What
location.
the fuck is
What he
that?
doesn't know yet is that the lifeless man in front of him has been tortured for hours by the twisted man hiding in this very forest.
Whoever did this, that's fresh. There's a little eyeball right here. There's some creepy shit right here.
What the
Smell this, right? You
fuck?
don't smell gas right here? Yeah. Are they gonna torch him?
First off, nigga, though, I mean, I don't like how the officers didn't say too much about the carving, nigga. Why is there a carving in the middle of the fucking forest? Well, my ass would have been to my fucking. First off.
I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. There's something moving around back this way.
He carries 3 or 4 knives on him. He thinks he's Rambo.
You're what? I'm just like a god.
It's December
Getting
23rd,
money.
2022, and Officer Azure has just received a 911 call from a distraught man reporting that he's found his best friend's lifeless body in the middle of the Lake Jackson forest.
Oh,
Officer
shit.
Azure, along with a group of first responders, quickly arrive at the scene.
That's my friend, man.
Okay, go stay right there.
Here they encounter Jamie, the 911 caller, and his best friend Robert, both of whom urgently want to show the officer where their dead friend is. Considering the serious circumstances, Officer Azure decides to follow Robert into the forest despite being alone.
You ain't gonna lie, nigga. Why would you not call for backup, bro?
Just give me a minute. I'm 10 with 12 with 2. I'm heading down to take a look.
I would not trust these old niggas, bro.
56 with the EMS in the back. I'm headed down to the scene.
We're gonna go back that way about 50 yards.
Okay.
50 yards. When I walked over the village,
Yeah.
knife was laying on the ground. There's no blood on it.
Did you touch the knife?
I did pick up the knife.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need to get fingerprints from you, okay?
No problem.
Nigga, why are you still following his ass? And when he just, like, obviously, I
Yeah,
wasn't
you
feeling
couldn't see
suspicious,
him.
but still.
Okay.
And then
Why the fuck are you just doing
He
it?
goes, "What's that?" And he picked the trap up with his sticky on his hand. And James was laying there face down. And I dropped the knife and we left.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna need to get a very detailed statement from you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just because.
I understand.
Well, the thing is, I'm not accusing you of anything, but
I
you
know.
have to be ruled out. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
At this point, the officer can't yet confirm Robert's story, but with a dead body reported, he has no choice but to push deeper into the woods.
Like, there's only two of y'all niggas,
alone
bro,
with
and y'all just on a
suspicious
dead
man
body?
he's just met and a killer who could be
The fuck
lurking
is y'all
nearby, the officer knows he must proceed with extreme caution.
You just hang on down right here for me, okay? Let me get up there and take a look.
You better than that.
Which one?
Right here, plenty.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then you please put in that back stand, please.
All right.
Nigga, if you don't have your pistol drawn, bro.
Where's the knife?
The knife is on the left hand side of him.
Okay.
It's laying on the ground. He's got a white belt.
Okay. Just hang out there for me, okay?
Yeah.
Jamie was telling the truth. Wrapped inside the tarp is the body of James Decker. He's lying naked in a pool of his own blood, covered in cuts and scrapes. Realizing the severity of the situation, Officer Azure immediately instructs Jamie to head back while he investigates further. That's when
Nigga, you just gonna investigate by your damn cell phone. Go out on the police, nigga. I'm calling everybody, bro. Like, obviously, police officers have guns, but nigga, they didn't stop making guns when they made their fucking guns. Some people think they're fucking super.
Officer Azure begins to hear some unsettling noises.
I'm like, bro, bro. The moment I hear some shit like that, nigga, I'm out of there, bro. Like, I'm telling you, some cops are dumb as shit. Dumb as shit.
I'm not sure if it's a person or I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. Sounds like it's heading this way.
Nigga, are you gonna stay there? Your ass is gonna stay there?
Hey, LT.
Fortunately for Officer Azure, backup arrived just in time, providing some relief from whatever might have been lurking in the forest.
There's nothing for y'all to check. He's cold to the touch. All right, we've got knife right here, body here, tents, whole camp spread up back here. We've also got one outstanding.
What the hell are you talking about?
There's 2 people who live in this camp,
And one's not here?
and one's outstanding at the moment.
Did you find the knife?
Yeah.
I got a knife right here.
There's no blood on it,
Well, there's something right there, but hey, did you still got those 2 guys 10-12 up front?
Yeah, they're standing there waiting for us.
Good, because one that led me back touched the knife, so we need to get his prints and a statement off him. The other one touched the tarp. They found out what was going on and they took off. I checked the camp and he's the only one back here.
I got the name of the person that he was arguing with at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so, and I've got what looks like maybe his clothes right over there. So he's naked and there's some clothes right there on the fire.
As medical staff arrives and examines the body more closely, they observe a brutal manner of death, blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and something even more disturbing, gasoline, found in James's lungs and stomach. Detectives are left with a burning question. Why would a victim have gasoline inside him? However, this would be only one of the many disturbing details officers uncover at the scene.
Hey, Seth, take a look at this for me. What is that? Is that just soot weared off on that, or? I mean, it looks awful shiny.
Where he has been stabbed, just from what I can see. But he is butt naked, face down on the tarp with his upper torso covered, so definitely not.
I wonder why this nigga was butt naked though. That's what I'm wondering though.
Somebody put him here.
I want to hear the shits.
So I don't know what his face looks like. If he was stabbed in the neck or the face, the blood may be hidden by the tarp. I'm not seeing any obvious blood. Apparently the witness picked up the knife, and the knife has like a roasted string around it. There's blood on it. Yeah, the tarp's brown, but there's blood all over the tarp, like blood splatter.
It looks like, I mean, he was moved post-mortem. You can tell by the way he was dressed.
Oh, he's got his fucking leaf in his ass crack. Yeah. That's hollow.
See, why the fuck they say that shit?
Yeah.
Why the fuck they say that shit?
Almost looks like the
That nigga's dead as hell. He can't get that leaf out his asshole.
Fucking nuts. Artistic. Smell gas. Smell gas? Oh, they had to cut that with a chainsaw, right? And it looks like.
You can smell gas right here.
Yeah.
By now, officers were certain they had a murder on their hands. The injuries to the body, the bloody knife, and the presence of gasoline all point to one thing. This wasn't just a killing, but a calculated act where the victim had likely been tortured for hours. With this in mind, officers would return to question Jamie, the man who had originally called 911, and what Jamie reveals would soon lead investigators directly to the killer. But before we continue, it's worth noting...
Hey, nigga, don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. I fuck with y'all, but don't do it, man. Fuck out of here. Dude, how long is this fucking ad?
With that said, let's get back to the investigation. Officers were about to speak again with Jamie, one of the eyewitnesses, and he would provide them with their biggest lead yet.
So I heard arguing and stuff. So I go through the woods, go to this camp.
So you
I
left.
walk back to the camp because, you know,
Right.
homeless people argue.
That say
all
must
the
be a
time about
homeless
dog
nigga.
shit. It's been a while now, and I haven't heard anything from James or anybody over there. So I go over there to me and my friend that's with
The other
officer
deputy.
now. Go over there, right? So when I walk, get to a certain point, I see a tarp laying there beside this tree, which is never there. I
And
flip over
inside
the
is-
tarp is I don't even know if it's James or.
All right. Well, we're gonna get it figured out, okay? Do you know James' last name?
Dude.
Do you know James' last name?
No, ma'am.
No.
I'm talking about the person who did this,
36.
because I know who it is.
Nigga say.
It lives right up. He just got the complaint this morning. Man come down there with a hatchet, threatening, chopping shit up. Called it in, sheriff's department. They come over, they talked to him, they told him that they're gonna go over and talk to him and just stay away.
And James is the one who called.
Oh man.
Who called this morning? Rick.
He's fucked up. This nigga had a so for all I'm here, it sounds like this nigga had a hatchet. He was sitting there trying to antagonize niggas, and they just told him to leave. I'm telling you, like, obviously we need the police in the sense of like not all of us are gonna be at that age where we could have guns and shit, but let's be real. The police in every situation, sometimes they're just not needed. Like you're not telling me a civilian could have just took this nigga out compared to the police telling this nigga to go away with the hatchet. Like get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Do you know
Rick
Rick's
is
last
the one
name?
who stays there.
Okay.
No, man, but Rick is the one who
Rick.
stays there. James is a friend of everybody's, but
So I
he was
should be
staying
able
up
to
there with
find them
Dusty.
by his name.
According to Jamie, a man named Dusty McDonald had attacked another man, Rick, with a hatchet earlier that day. Police were called, but were unable to locate or confront Dusty at the time. While this incident was
And the niggas ain't
concerning,
do shit.
it wasn't
Okay,
enough.
never mind. So it's not like the police ain't even turn away. These niggas didn't even try to follow up. Like, I mean, I don't. Obviously, not everybody's gonna get immediately killed with the hatchet, but nigga, the fact these niggas didn't even follow up with them, I'm telling you, police. You know, sometimes sometimes they're needed. Sometimes they are fucking absolute fucking baked but fucking potatoes, nigga. I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
On its own to establish Dusty as a primary suspect, until nearly every witness interviewed pointed to him as well. Eventually, officers had gathered enough statements to justify bringing Dusty in for questioning. All they needed now was to find him.
Find this nigga.
As police began searching for Dusty, other officers on scene would sit down with the two 911 callers to piece together a timeline. According to them, the day had started with unsettling signs that something was off.
Okay. We both went down there. We live right here. Okay. We wanted to go check on our friend. He's wrapped up in a tarp.
Okay. Sir,
We came back
I
and
heard
talked.
arguing earlier, right?
We know who was down there, sir.
Arguing.
Okay.
So I walked down through the woods. I seen Dusty have James on the ground. He was saying, you shouldn't talk shit about this and that. You know what I'm saying? I heard, like, oh, they just getting shit up, you know what I mean? But I never hear nothing from over there no more. I'm like,
You know Dusty's real name or?
Dusty McDonald.
Did you say that James called them today and said, hey,
Nope, Rick.
oh, Rick called.
Rick.
And said,
James was there.
when
Both
Dusty
of
went
us
over there
there.
and cut his tent with
Cut
a
him up,
machete?
threatened with a machete,
Yeah.
cut his tent up,
Yeah.
all kind of shit.
They called the police. I was there
Yep,
for that. I
called
was
the
there for
police,
that.
made a report, and the police just said, stay away from him.
That's just
There's
wild.
a tarp
They
laying
ain't do
beside
shit.
the tree that's never there.
Fucking
because
pigs.
I live here, and I took the stick and went. When I flipped it up, I seen legs.
Based on these witness accounts, officers now have a fairly detailed picture of what likely unfolded just hours earlier. They also have a lead suspect, Dusty McDonald, a name one of the officers happened to be familiar with.
I think they already brought up his name, but Dustin McCormick.
Yeah, Dusty.
Dusty,
Yeah, sure.
supposedly general and some militia come down there this morning with a machete and started hacking up some of the tents.
And these niggas ain't do
Wanted to clear
shit.
the area. Said he's signal 20 and off his meds.
They said Dusty. They said Dusty's the one that's outstanding. Yeah, they said this guy Dusty left from over here by later.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce
I
you
need to
to
get you
Connect
some
Team,
fucking
the one
premium again.
platform
I'm
that
not.
replaces.
By now, it was clear Dusty had likely been involved in the murder, and with Jamie and Robert's statements in hand, police began piecing together the sequence of events leading up to the brutal killing. Earlier that day, Rick, another man who lived at the camps, had called 911 claiming a Dusty McDonald had slashed his tent with a machete while searching for a man named James, even threatening him in the process. Later that afternoon, Dusty managed to find James, and witnesses reported hearing arguing from the camp. When they checked to see what was going on, they saw Dusty on top of James, wrestling and yelling. It didn't appear to be anything more than a heated argument,
choked his ass out
they
there.
returned to their camp. However, hours would pass, and nobody had heard from James. Robert and Jamie began to worry and decided to go looking for him, and that's when they found a blue tarp covering James's lifeless body. Nearly all witness accounts lined up perfectly with this timeline of events, making the next step for officers clear: arrest Dusty and bring him in for interrogation. Fortunately, since officers had begun the work of locating him earlier that day, they already had Dusty's address. Soon after, they surrounded the house, ready to move in.
I don't know if that's him, but there's somebody.
Sheriff Office, put a knife down, man. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out.
I don't have anything in my hands.
Okay, come on.
Please, I don't
Come on.
have anything in my hands.
Come on out.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on out.
Dude, I'm right here.
Dusty,
Okay.
Dude, yeah.
turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Dude, the man just tried to light me on fire, dude. Y'all know what happened.
Nigga, you know what the
That
man,
tried to
get
light
the
me on
fuck
fire.
out of here. And you ain't called the fucking
on,
police,
man,
nigga. Shut the
dude.
fuck up.
Listen, Dusty, you try to do things stupid. The dog's gonna bite you, understand?
I'm not even armed, dude. Look at there. I'm not armed at all. Sir? Sir, I just left my house and nothing tried to murder me down there and light me on fire.
Dusty's behavior would be bizarre from the start, immediately insisting that James tried to set him on fire and that the officers, quote, already know what happened down there.
Lying out of his shitty ass britches. His shitty ass britches, nigga. That's why I don't fuck with the Deep South. So much weird shit be happening
Whether
on,
he's
bro.
trying to claim self-defense or is just completely unhinged is
Shitty
anyone's
ass.
guess.
Sorry, walk this with me. Yeah, dude. Sorry, you know what happened down there.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Dude, the man tried to light me on fire as I kind of...
Okay, just listen.
Okay,
We've got one side. Okay? That's why you need to come with us. Okay? I know you are.
With the supposed killer in custody, officers concluded the disturbing on-scene investigation and began preparing for interrogation. If Dusty was their killer, given what—
Nigga, why the fuck did he carve that shit? What is that? What the fuck is that? Is that a tongue right here? What the fuck was this nigga? Acid? Like, cause I'm not gonna lie, this shit don't even like, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it low-key doesn't even look bad, it looks detailed. And that's a homeless nigga. So what propelled him to even carve some shit like
what had been done to the victim's body,
Fuck
it
is this?
pointed to someone deeply disturbed. That suspicion would soon be confirmed. By now, Dusty had already raised serious concerns. He had slashed Rick's tent and threatened him. On top of that, multiple witnesses had just reported seeing him argue with James hours before the murder. However, despite how clear things seemed, there was one major complication. Dusty was claiming self-defense. He alleged that James had thrown gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire. This wasn't a claim detectives could easily dismiss, especially given the distinct smell of gasoline at the scene, meaning there was a possibility he could get away with his crime. Even though it's clear who's behind the murder at this point, Dusty's story now carries a shred of credibility. Detectives have one goal: to break that story, either by disproving his self-defense claim using witness statements, or, ideally, by getting a confession. Either way, the investigation is about to get a lot more complicated. To move forward, detectives start by bringing in people from the encampment who knew Dusty well and interacted with him regularly. If Dusty had a pattern of violent behavior, these individuals were the most likely to have seen it firsthand.
My goal here is to kind of get, from your perspective, kind of what you saw, what you heard, So he ain't really been fucking with me at all. I ain't never had no cross words. He's always insistent, oh, come up there and do your laundry and all that shit, you know. Come up there and get a shower. That's what it was. Come and get a shower. Come get a shower all the time.
Dude, these
I
niggas
fucked
right
up.
here, boy,
Got a shower and get him
they sound
$2
like different
afterwards, you know,
worldly.
just a gesture.
Rick explains that Dusty often offered showers and laundry to homeless individuals in the area, sometimes charging a small fee. This catches the attention of detectives. These seemingly generous acts may be a part of a larger pattern of manipulation, a way for Dusty to assert control over the homeless community. It's a detail that could support their efforts to build a stronger case against him.
I tried my best to get along with him. You know, he had a shower that we all used, you know, sometimes try to keep him good with him for those reasons and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
Never, my wildest dreams that I think he was capable of murder, and that's the honest truth. I was just over there basically using his necessities like we all were. We had a chance to, you know, shower, usually offered it. That's
Fuck,
his way
I'm
of
telling
making
you.
friends with us, I think.
He had to
I
have took
had
some
stayed
shit,
with him
bro.
before, and he kicked me out. I thought I was in a light, so I was taking pictures of him and stuff like that with my phone, and I didn't even have a phone, you know. Like, I saw you taking pictures of me with your phone. I said, I don't even have a phone. He said, you gotta go. So I left. That's that.
Dusty lives in a house near the homeless camps, a property owned by his grandfather. At first, much like Rick, Busby describes Dusty as someone who seems generous, allowing members of the homeless camp to use his home for basic amenities. As investigators continue interviewing members of the homeless community, a more troubling picture of Dusty begins to emerge. He has a history of strange and violent behavior marked by paranoia and delusions. However, officers face a challenge. The interviews so far have been too vague, highlighting patterns of behavior but lacking concrete details to build a solid case. This leads detectives back to Jamie, the original 911 caller and the person with the clearest recollection of events so far. And
Alright, like, I don't want to, like, discredit any homeless people because obviously some homeless people, you know, their situations do get like that from unfortunate situations. Let's be real. Y'all think homeless niggas be yet like y'all think they get paid to have sex with niggas, bro? Like I feel like this nigga Dusty has on one or two occasions has paid one of them niggas to just give him a like oral or something. Like I feel like with homeless people, like it's very risky with them because they could do anything. Like you could pay them to do anything. So I don't know, and also this nigga Dusty's kind of weird, but I don't know. That's kind of a thought in my fucking head.
he's able to offer meaningful insight into who Dusty really is.
Mr. Allen, my role here in all this, it's just kind of to get from your perspective, your side of things, what you saw, what you observed.
Man came to my camp last night. I used to stay up there with him. He's a violent person.
Okay.
His papa always wanted to let me stay there because he's the one that owns the property. The reason I don't stay there is because you don't do what he says, and he gets all angry and threatens you, and he just crazy shit. I said, well,
What does he usually carry?
he ain't got a stick this time. But he's either got a stick, a machete, or a knife.
The fuck?
Listen, he carries like 3 or 4 knives on him. Machete, sticks, he's like, he thinks he's Rambo.
While Dusty had a reputation as a bully who routinely harassed the homeless community, no one expected his behavior to escalate to cold-blooded murder. His so-called generosity, offering his home for showers and laundry, masked a deeper need for control and manipulation. The same people he claimed to help were also the ones he intimidated and threatened, revealing a warped sense of power and superiority. In the end, this contradiction may have set the stage for the gruesome murder. When Dusty was brought in for questioning, his demeanor was strangely calm. At this point, he seems to believe that he is seen as a victim of an attack by this homeless man. He didn't seem like he was in his right mind at all. Detectives were hoping to learn about Dusty's side of the story, but instead were met with, well, a lot of nonsense.
You know I'm an owl, right?
You're what?
You know I'm an owl, right?
Okay.
You know what that means, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Golly. Thank you. This
I'll
has been a really hard day. Sir, I waved all right a long time ago. You know,
I still have
Y'all
a
just
great
man, never mind. They can't because that nigga said that the nigga caught the cell on fire, so they can't even arrest his
Throughout
ass,
his
bro.
interrogation, Dusty's responses are filled with incoherent delusions and deflections. In Dusty's mind, he's, quote, an owl, constantly watched, monitored, and under surveillance. It's clear that without his medication, his schizophrenia is spiraling out of control.
And I'm handling remarkably well. Jesus, man, that was some crazy shit, man. And to still be able to get us some usable intel, you know?
Nigga, who's
I don't
talking?
get why staying at that place is so dangerous for me. I know a lot of trust is getting to me, or like that, but man, thank you for saying you'll be able to talk about this.
Dusty seems to believe he's outsmarted the cops, thinking he's there to provide valuable intel as the victim. But he will soon find out that he's actually a suspect in the cold-blooded murder of an innocent man.
I haven't shed a tear all day, you know, I've been going hard, you know. I'm so exhausted.
How long have you been doing it?
What, this kind of work? Not very long. That was my first. I think everybody knows that. From the get-go. You know, thank you for this deep psychological diagnosis.
Man, what the fuck is this nigga talking about, man?
It's helping a lot. Good.
Listening closely to Dusty's words, it seems as if he's openly admitting to the murder. Although his statement is scattered and unclear, it gives detectives the impression that he's acknowledging responsibility without fully grasping the seriousness of his actions. But Dusty's bizarre admissions wouldn't stop there, as he continues rambling incoherently.
I was brushing and then he throws that gasoline on me because you saw how I was rolled up and down there. Dude, I thought I was just doing it for the other. You know what I mean? Because that was my intention. Everybody knows that. And then managed to hit that Neo UI and come out like that. I don't know how I do it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm just experimenting in the house with blades, like
This
before.
nigga, the way he's talking, I'm not gonna lie, like that nigga said, he must really be trying to come a Rambo, like Rambo or some shit. This nigga's talking about his fucking stance with these blazers. I'm telling you. And the worst thing about it, bro, the worst thing about it is there's so many niggas like this that truly believe that they are like, Undertaker, Rambo, one of them, like Tarzan. They truly believe that their whole goal is to take niggas out because they're like, have some crazy ass ideology. That's why I don't fuck with people, bro. I barely fuck with people because there's always crazy niggas like this, even in college. Like, obviously, you don't see niggas like this in college, but you see people in college that just have that personality that like they could easily get like this where they think they could do no wrong no matter what they do and that they're always gonna get their way. I'm telling you, it's crazy shit, bro. The world is crazy for y'all young niggas, man. It's crazy.
Back when I took the veterinizing and threw it in curved on, like I mean, shit, I don't know how I do it, sir. I just know with my beautiful mind that it's a three-way. Yeah. You know, it's the photographic, the audiogenic intake, and then the living genetic. Yeah. You know, I if y'all don't ever think I'm so amazed that I'm just like, God. Man, I never thought it would be something like that, but my God, what that thing was.
What the fuck
While
is
Dusty's ramblings could be interpreted as an admission that James was his first murder, the statement is buried in a mix of delusions about retinoids, his photographic memory, and other incoherent claims. The detective picks up on this and pushes further, trying to separate fact from fiction in Dusty's fractured account.
Can these niggas first off ask them where the fuck the carving in the tree came from? Because that was too detailed for that shit to be some random shit.
For me to verify everything that I can see elsewhere, I'm trying to. I know you're not mad at me. That's just I don't want you to think I'm asking.
I think my personality is I can't talk to people.
I can do that. But I don't want you to think I'm being an expert.
I am very relieved that we were having this conversation.
Dusty claims he's not mad and that people don't understand how he communicates. This shows he might have a twisted view of himself, possibly
Yeah,
because of
like I
paranoia,
said.
delusions, or mental illness. What's strange is how calm and relieved Dusty seems. Most guilty people would be nervous or scared during an interrogation, but Dusty is different. He seems to still believe he's the victim and doesn't grasp the seriousness of his actions. Instead of taking responsibility, he thinks people just don't understand him. This becomes even clearer when Dusty asks one final question to the detective.
Will I be able to go home?
I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah, because am I going to jail or we're going down to dance?
We're gonna have to figure that kind of out because you know how this thing kind of goes from here.
I guess.
I'm gonna come talk to you about it. Just look at it.
After this bizarre exchange, the detective had heard enough to know it was time to wrap up the interrogation. Dusty's lack of remorse and distorted grip on reality made it clear they were dealing with someone who didn't fully understand the weight of his actions. According to the pathology report, the victim, James Decker, was subjected to horrific torture before his death. His body showed severe blunt force trauma, including
Nigga had blunt force trauma, contusion. So basically, his face and head got cut up. That nigga. Oh, I think because that's why his fucking eyes were hemorrhaging. Cut up his ears. Must have beat his face in. Tried to cut his mouth up. It looks like. And basically, yeah. In all conclusion, it seems like he just fucked his ass up bad.
cuts,
He
bruises,
must have been an old homeless person, bro.
and fractures to his face, nose, ears, and mouth. His eyes had severe bleeding, and many of his teeth were broken. The injuries also extended to his neck, with heavy bleeding in the muscles and a
So yeah, it just sounds like he strangled the shit out of him.
broken hyoid bone, suggesting he had been strangled. His torso displayed several broken ribs, and internal bleeding was found in his chest and abdomen. One of the most disturbing details from the report was that James had been exposed to gasoline. His skin had begun to slough off in areas, and a strong smell of gasoline was found on his arms, thighs, and hands. Gasoline was also detected in his lungs and stomach, indicating he had inhaled and swallowed it before he died. This made the murder even more gruesome. Dusty was processed for forensic evidence and transported to the Leon County Detention Facility. The witness statements, his vague confession, and the forensic evidence from the scene were enough to formally charge him. Dusty McDonald was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, and as of this video's upload, his case remains on.
You know, honestly, that was a pretty fucking crazy shit, to be honest. But I feel like it's pretty I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's very common to hear about homeless people getting one. People don't think that like just because they're homeless, nobody really cares for them. They don't really have identity. And so honestly, like, I mean, I wouldn't imagine homeless niggas are looking at this video, but if you're homeless, nigga, stay safe, bro. I'm telling you, I say be seeing videos of niggas cutting up homeless people, niggas beating up homeless people, crazy shit, bro. But this guy, honestly, the only message I really have, the only takeaway from this shit is like, bro, like I'm telling you, you have to really watch people. I feel like the best way to watch people is watching them while they're not talking to nobody. See what them niggas do while they're idle. If they're idle, just saying crazy shit, talking to themselves, nigga, he's probably crazy. I'm telling you. And for the niggas that know what idle means, if you don't play the game, it basically means like, look what they doing, what they not doing shit. Like when they're just sitting there. Like if them niggas just start, stay the fuck away from them. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Y'all have a nice day. I actually have class in a fucking hour. Oh my gosh. But I'll see y'all next video. Matt Yass is out.